Good afternoon. This is the second of a series of the homosexual seed. This is homosexual seed part 2. I wasn't going to do this part, but I ran across something in a library this weekend that was very interesting. I ran across this book, Homosexuality. Now, there were 7 or 8 books in the library, and this happened to be one of them that I took out because it interests me. The other ones were written by homosexuals or homosexual parents or homosexual doctors or so forth. And anyway, this is a book of introducing issues of opposite viewpoints. Well, there's opposite viewpoints, but of course the viewpoints that I agree with are the plus viewpoints in here. And I went over my homosexual blog 1. There's not much more I can say to try to, if you're not convinced, then just let me read you a few passages here. Maybe it'll solidify, or maybe you can just hang up. But here's a passage out of this book. And it says, sciences have not even come close to proving generic or biological cause for homosexuality. Well, scientists haven't. But this old cook has. If you looked at my blog, you can see this old cook has. And another thing in here is which takes me back and strengthens my theory on homosexuality is, remember, researchers theorize that a sexual orientation is determined so early in a child's formation that it cannot be considered a choice. It isn't a choice. It's what the mother teaches the fetus to do. Now, here's one that falls into the timeline in my blog that I was talking about. The modern gay rights movement is usually considered to have begun with the Stonewall Rebellion on June 28, 1969, in which police raided the Stonewall Inn gay bar in New York and clashed with the patrons, sparking rioting. Now, that 1969 falls right in with the timeline what I was talking about, that when the mothers were telling their babies in their bellies, I want a girl, I don't want a boy that's got to go off to war. And after they told them that, on the baby boom, up until 1969, they would be in their very late teens or their early 20s. So that goes along with the timeline of what I have been talking about. And I just want to get into that and read you that and let you know what I have to say, or what they have to say on the subject. I haven't taken out books in the library or gone to the library to look at that subject for, oh my God, it's got to be 15 years, when I was clashing with the people who were telling me to go to Johns Hopkins University. He's the genius who turned out to be the fraud. At that time, everybody seemed to have given up on finding the cause. Well, if he was wrong, oh man, there mustn't be a reason. Sorry. Go to my blog number 1. I have given you the reason. No reason to say anymore. There is no reason. No need to say anymore. There is no reason. All you have to do is think, think, think. Now, I realize that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professor, I'm not a scientist. Pardon me, I have terrible habits. I'll be 82 years old in September, and I've got terrible habits, but this is the last time I'm going to bother you on this subject. I'm just an old cook. Hell, I'm not an old cook. I started out as a baker when I was 8 years old. I went in and out of the service. I have a whole blog on how I went into the service and could only hear out of one ear. I'll put it up sometime if you're interested. It's a very fascinating story how a person can spend 4 years in the Air Force deaf in one ear. And anyway, from there, after I got out of it, I operated 18 dining halls, and after Sam was a dining hall sergeant. I got out of the service and I sold fresh meat. From fresh meat, I went to poultry. From poultry, I ran an egg grading plant and packaging house. From there, I went to frozen foods and fresh poultry again. From there, I bought my own catering company. I opened my own restaurant. I retired from that for 4 years. I came back and taught sanitation in the St. Louis public schools. I did that for 2 years and headed west. And when I got out west, I gambled for a living for quite a while. And when I got tired of that, I went to work up at the test site. And after the test site, I went to Area 51 and stayed there 10 years because I figured I had to plant my feet somewhere where I was going to get a pension. And that was it. And that's what I'm living on now, the pension from there. But anyway, I haven't done anything on this for years, and I apologize for that. I should have pushed it. But I was a great poultry salesman. I was a great chicken salesman. I had a nice restaurant. I had a good catering business. I just didn't know how to sell this. Maybe I felt a little backward because I'm not a scientist and I'm trying to push something that only scientists know about. Oh, we can't get you. We listen to John Hopkins Hospital because he's in John Hopkins Hospital. He's got initials behind his name. You get out of here. You damn cook, you. Yeah, that's why I gave up. And I apologize for that. Because there are a lot of homosexuals on the street today that had I done a better job then, and if I can find the magic to do a better job now. I'm putting it on here to try to get around the people, but nobody's interested anymore. I guess people who are going to have babies are interested, but they don't know to come in and click in and listen to what I have to say. So I don't know where I'm going to go with it. This is my last hurrah. I'm not going to live very much longer. I'm 82 years old. I've always said I was going to die at 82. My grandfather who raised me lived to be 82. That was my goal, so after September 24th, I'll have reached my goal. But I aim to keep on trying to find the mechanism to sell this. I found the mechanism to explain it well. On Homosexual Seed is it explained very well, according to people who have watched it and said, oh my God, yeah, I understand that. So I'm not going to give up until I die or until I can't do it anymore. I don't know how to run this damn thing. I know how to turn it on and cut a tape. My teacher isn't with me today. She's got to come on and put them on YouTube and so forth. But all of that, I guess I could learn, but I don't know. Anyway, there's another one on that I just cut, which is the child murders of Atlanta. You should watch that one. It's also one that they didn't pay any attention to me because I was just a cook. And I think 8 more people died. If they would have used my method, they could have saved 8 lives, but I was just a cook. And here with what I'm trying to tell you is I'm just a cook. One of these days I'm going to do the blog called The Wooden Spoon and tell young housewives how they can keep their family from getting ill by using the wooden spoon. But until then, I'm going to sign off. You fully realize that scientists have not found a way, and I have. I'm sorry that I can't sell it better. I really am. So in the meantime, God bless, and remember, if you're only 5 minutes early to work, you're already too late.